So today we are, of course, talking about the 1.6 first patch, and that is with the podcast for Ruan Mei, and we finally did it on time slightly, I guess you could say, because usually it would be weeks ahead, or we're already with the next character, and we're finally doing it on the week of her release. And wow, she's just been an absolute blast to play with. But today we do have three people with us, which is going to be EO, Guoba, and also Destiny. POKKE was going to be here, but that man died on stream, so we have to give him a rain check. He'll probably be here for the next one. But today, we're going to be talking about Ruan Mei. We're going to be talking about the first half of 1.6 in regards to MOC 12. We're going to be talking about the new Swarm, all that type of stuff, because, man, I think this patch has been overall insane. I enjoy so much of what we've been looking at with this patch and what it's brung, and especially with Ruan Mei, who we're just going to go ahead and talk about right now. Ruan Mei, by far, one of the crazier characters that has changed the way I look at a lot of different characters, and I just want to hear your opinions on what y'all think about Ruan Mei and who you've tried with Ruan Mei that made you change the way you feel about a certain character. And Destiny, why don't you start us off today?
How I feel about Ruan Mei as a character?
Yeah, Ruan Mei, and then a character that you didn't like before, or you kind of didn't like the way they function.
Oh my god, I already know.
Yes, sir. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think I'm so happy that everything I felt about her before she came out, because I was definitely making videos speaking my piece on her, like just her set or like her kit. I'm like so happy she came out basically what I expected and potentially even better, honestly. Like, she is so good in my personal opinion, and I think her being so universal the way she is just like incredible. Like, I'm a huge fan of her kit. I like and I was actually talking to EO about this last night, but basically it's making me feel like a new sense of like fun again in the game, because I love when like turn-based games introduce characters or introduce like any sort of mechanic that wasn't really touched on before, like the weakness breaking efficiency. It was in simulated universe, but it wasn't like a character did it just yet. So I'm a huge fan of that because it's just so much fun with the team comps in general. And I don't know. It's just, she's really fun. Like, it's making me really want to play with a lot of teams, and I'm a huge fan of that. As for a character, I was not really paying attention to, but now am. My boy, King Yuin. He is on top. Don't do that, you hater. You hater. I am now King Yuin propaganda. You will see King Yuin everywhere. You know what's funny? My YouTube banner, if you want to put a picture of it, REHOO, I'll send you it. My YouTube banner has me, Branya Zila, Su Shang, and King Yuin. He's been on my banner before the game came out.
OG believer.
I don't like believer. I don't like this agenda at all, bro. I don't like how
a pretty bad team.
I just somehow turned into the Jing Yuin hater. I don't like this.
No, it's because you immediately start shaking your head. King Yuin is on top. No, he is on top.
No, listen. The reason I shook my head is because what you're doing right now.
Am I gaslighting you?
You are quite. No, you're gaslighting Jing Yuin right now. You are gaslighting Jing Yuin. Yeah.
We're already. We didn't even finish the intro question. We're already fighting.
No, I'm not gaslighting him. I think it's okay. I personally liked playing other characters more prior to him, because the thing that I guess annoyed me at times is that, like, let's say you miss the crit, which at that point, honestly, my bad for my builds. But I've noticed that I kind of like playing, like, when Topaz came out, I started liking him more, but I didn't like the fact that, like, I guess with our current, like, Harmony characters that we had before Ruan Mei, the only one I could think of that can, like, buff the whole team is, like, Asta, or like the Bronya ult, or Yukong. I might be missing somebody, but I don't know. But I know Ting Yun is like heavily focused.
Silverwolf.
She buffs the whole team?
Well, its defensive modifiers technically buff the whole team. If you attack the enemy, they debuff.
True. You know what? Fair. Yeah. But for some reason, I wasn't as much of a fan of those specific teams. I don't know why. It just I'm heavy about like play style, but it feels really smooth with Ruan Mei because of, since she's doing the team wide stuff, like basically at all times. Oh my god, I just hit my protein box.
Crazy.
Basically at all times, it just makes both of them like feel really like smooth with one another and really strong. And I'm just a huge fan of that. But I don't know. I currently like him a lot just with playing him, and mine isn't even like heavily invested into, but I definitely want to invest more into him. I actually have one more character. Can I say one more super fast?
That's fine.
Illegal.
Okay.
Not
What?
following your own rules. That's crazy.
Actually, I don't have to follow.
Just like last night's stream. Just like last night's stream, bro.
Okay,
Insane.
the other one I am really liking right now, and I wasn't like sleeping on him before, but I think he just got so much like even stronger because of her as well. Because like the delay with both of them is just absolutely crazy in my opinion. On like how much delay you can already do with him, but then also with Ruan Mei. So I'm just a huge fan of.
Are you
Just
promoting your latest 2 videos?
That's crazy.
What'd you say?
Are you promoting your latest 2 videos?
That
Yes, literally.
she's also promoting.
Promoting mine.
Yeah, she's promoting ours.
I was gonna say.
I didn't even mention the videos though. Like it's literally like I just wanted to show it off because I liked them that much. I just like showing off what I like.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gova,
It's like a luxury bag, bro. Just show it off.
I cannot with you. Gova, go ahead. How do you feel about Ruan Mei and which characters that you didn't give spotlight that you now are like, yo, this dude's kind of cracked out now? Man's like, I don't like Ruan Mei.
I didn't give spotlight. I don't know. I don't really do that kind of thing, but I like her. I love your DPS. Like I run her to QQ a lot.
Oh, that sounds good.
Funsies. So I like that Ruan Mei is. And the fact that she's universal and is super good, like in hyper carry anyway, as well as being like insane for dual DPS, just means you can plop her in nearly every team, and like you can even plop her in Lune teams. I think E2 Lune's best team comp uses her now.
Oh my god, because the weakness break efficiency just goes insane with this 3 skill point move.
Yeah, but it's also like Yukong has to use skills or get ult. If you do the technique instant ult and she's like on Von Wax slow or just slow in general, you get, was it 3 turns of like insane bursts with no skill points?
Dang.
So
how do you feel about that, by the way? Like I asked that because if I'm not mistaken, it was in your guide where you were talking about like slow versus fast, and how fast you would still get it anyway because you're going that many more times. But we're seeing now with slow, especially like with Ruan Mei in particular. With Yukong, it was a little like I agree with you on that one. Like I'd want a faster Yukong, but with Ruan Mei in particular, it feels like the slow plus the Von Wax setup really lets her, hey, here's like domain expansion, and it just lasts forever because of like how dominant the 2 DPS characters are that you're using with her. How do you?
Yeah, if you can 0 cycle, it's insane because you just don't do anything. You're just sitting there. And if you're like not confident or doing solo DPS and you can't like 0 cycle, then I don't recommend it. But I haven't like tested it enough. It's probably still pretty good. It's just like after those initial 3 turns, you're saying 120 speed Ruan Mei, and you lose out on a lot of possible actions.
Yeah, so you have to take advantage of like those 3 turns mean the most.
Yeah, those 3 turns are bussin'.
Where did you learn that from?
Random comment.
That man reads his comments. He's like, "What's this bussin'? Let me go look it up."
What does that mean?
He looks up the Zoomer dictionary. He's like, "All right, how do you?"
I am a Zoomer though. Am I not? I'm pretty sure I'm part of the Zoomer.
I don't think you
generation.
are.
What is a Zoomer?
Yeah.
Isn't it like?
What is a Zoomer?
Okay.
Right? Is that a Gen Zer, a Zoomer?
Yeah. Hence the Z.
I didn't know that either.
That's crazy.
I didn't know they were called Zoomers, Boomers, Zoomers, but it's not called Gen D.
I'm technically a Zoomer.
Oh wow, that's wild.
I think it's like 2000.
Oh, I don't know. I just know that it associates with little kids.
Oh yeah, it mostly is. Yeah.
For right now, and so
I was like, "Yep, I'm a Zoomer."
They have a new one now, little kids. It's like Gen Alpha or some shit.
Gen Alpha. That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Hey, facts though. We went into Zoomers and stuff. We were talking about Ruan Mei. Yo, I know you've been talking about Ruan Mei nonstop. You've been making fat ton of videos regards everything possible on Ruan Mei. Go ahead and tell me what you think, my boy, and tell me what characters you like, because I know you can probably take over the whole podcast with this one question.
I think
no.
I haven't like solidified this opinion yet. It's 93% there. I want to say Ruan Mei might be the best character in the game right now. Like,
whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I Not to intrude so early, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I do feel the exact same.
Yeah. See, so because it's like she. No, okay. For backstory, for like, yo, your Riku's comments be kind of crazy sometimes, but uh, don't hate me. Comments, right?
Yeah, respect. Wait, real quick. Real quick, because I do like. I love the conversation part about this, and if we fight, like a lot of people point out in these podcasts, me and EO do it out of passion for the game. All right, there's no reason to be disrespectful, no reason to be rude with anybody's comments here, not just me and EO. Okay, so everyone's opinions are their own. They're not gonna affect you. They're just the way we see the game in our eyes. So everyone, please keep it, civil in the comments, whatever. You can feel free to say what you want, for sure. You can even say that we're wrong and list our reasons or your reasons. But please don't make it disrespectful and please don't make it rude. That's all I ask, okay? But go ahead, you.
Oh, I appreciate that. You're like protecting me and stuff. That's so nice.
You're gonna get a timestamp.
Actually, EO is dumb. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, his camera froze.
No way. What the?
Oh no, you actually killed him.
You killed him.
Hyper key.
Wait. You're lagging, bro. You're dying.
Oh, it might be. I literally hit the upload button. That might be on me.
That's crazy. Okay, you're good
What
now.
about now?
You're good. Now you're good now.
Okay.
You're good now.
Okay. So I've been like on for months about the end of hypercarry and like because it's not like I hate hypercarry, but I think the way that I think about the game is at this point I would like to say I think completely differently than a lot of players, especially non-creators, because especially reading the comments, the way that I see people responding to when I say something about hypercarry is they always look at it from a what is someone else doing with MOC. So if the majority of players are using hypercarry because it's quote unquote easier to clear things with, that doesn't necessarily, from how I look at it, it doesn't mean that it's the best team performance, if you will. When I look at characters in the game, I look at them from like what do they do as far as how does this character operate in a team? What do they bring to the table? And how does their kit function? What's their kit? What's their purpose? Things like that. So when Ruan Mei got revealed, and obviously the dreams started to get spread around, and everybody started to have the same dream, we learned about break effect, and that's when I made like the big video, right? That like a lot of people really didn't understand how impactful, how powerful break effect actually was in the game, and most of it wasn't their fault. The game just doesn't force you to know that. It doesn't really punish you for not doing it. At most, you lose a cycle. So it's not like the biggest deal in the world. So I wasn't like, yeah, everyone should know this. You're stupid if you don't. Like, it didn't matter to me. But knowing it and knowing what Ruan Mei was bringing to the table on top of all the other messed up stuff she brings, yeah, it was she's too good to not consider being the best in the game right now. Even just value-wise, right? If you have a Ruan Mei on your account versus a Bronya, the person with Ruan Mei can get further than the person with Bronya. And I say that because not only are they able to build up that one main DPS that they could do, but now they could also enhance, let's say that they did have, like a Herta, because they've been watching you guys and they like really like Herta. Okay, well now your Herta actually does damage. Like you don't have to solo boost and hyper carry your Herta to make your Herta work for, the QQ comp. Or if you want to make her work alongside Himiko, things like that. And it makes it even better because like Himiko and Herta are really good at breaking down the enemy. So not only are you boosting their damage, but you're also boosting their break effect and you're also boosting their break efficiency and how fast they go about doing all of that from one single character. If you add Eidolons into the mix or even light cones, now you add into the fact that Ruan Mei's E1 is probably one of, if not the best in the game. And she creates or she makes herself a nihility character. So now you have a harmony character, you have a nihility character. And I was talking to you about this. I think I mentioned it to Destiny, but I know I mentioned it to REHOO. I think that now it's to a point where we should actually make another class type or like start classifying characters as something else. So we have main DPS, we have like sub DPSs, amplifiers, and then debuffers, and then sustain. So healer, shields, whatever the hell Fu Xuan is, I guess. That right.
Accurate description of her.
I think break effect or like a break unit, right? A breaker, your main breaker, a sub breaker, just someone who's dedicated to breaking. I think it's appropriate now that we have some focus put into that, where we start building characters that are designed for breaking, helping the team with breaking. helping Ruan Mei with breaking, things like that. So now Ruan Mei is Harmony, Nihility, and Break Enhancing. That's 3 characters. You add into the fact that her breaks actually do damage. Now she's her own damage dealer, right? That's 4 different things in one character. She's already replacing the need for 2 characters on one team by herself. When you get into advanced Ruan Mei playstyles, like we talked about earlier with the Von Quack and her having 3 turns of like giga buffs forever, if I could clear anything in the game in those 3 turns, nothing else matters. I don't need the sustain, right? Because she's keeping the enemy from attacking me so much or for so long that I just win the game. In those 3 turns, I completely dominate the board. So now I've replaced my sustain unit or the need for a sustain unit. Now I can do something stupid like, let me see, Ruan Mei, Jingliu, Blade, and Pela. Something like that. Or I could do Kafka, 2 DOTs, and then Ruan Mei, right? So as a whole, she brings so much more value to anybody's account, any type of team by herself versus someone trying to argue, hey, but Bronya and E2, Dill Pickle, they do this much damage. Yeah, that's cool, but it's just those 2. Like I have this one character who boosts the entire account. Like Bronya boosts these DPS characters. This character boosts everybody. I'm sure people have noticed it. Now, and even now, I've seen people changing their Locha builds. I was just talking to you about Blade and how I feel like Blade has a wasted stat. So I'm gonna try and like twist it with Break Effect. And I want to see how that works with Ruan Mei, Jingliu, and Blade. And if that makes that team any stronger by just giving him more Break Effect. Keep the crit, keep the HP, keep the speed, just add in Break Effect and see what happens. But I've seen players changing their Locha so that he has more Break Effect. So when he does his the dead return or whatever, and you slam, and all the things get imaginary. Well, that's imprisonment, right? Imprison break. And if he has a high break effect, they go down, like the welt thing. I've seen people doing break effect welt again. I've seen people bringing in break effect Yukong. Just little stuff like that, right? The break effect Hushwin that I mentioned back in my guide. People are bringing that up now. And so I've noticed people are really trying to find a way to use break effect because of Ruan Mei. Ruan Mei has single-handedly, you're welcome for that title, by the way. She has single-handedly forced the meta to start evolving or changing. I love that shit. I feel like the argument for whether or not she is currently the best character in the game, it's a thin line between why she's not. Like you would have to give me a damn good argument as to why she's not versus why I think she is.
Would you say she's the Kazuha of Star Rail?
I genuinely, even though that's the joke, I genuinely think that she is. Like,
I was gonna say, yeah,
similar things, and is in 1.6.
That's I know that's the crazy. When we get Zenless,
they knew what they were doing.
Yo, listen. When we get Zenless, we're gonna get another character that's gonna be like all around support, like grouping up enemies and everything, and it's just gonna be 1.6. That is gonna be the patch where Hoyoverse is always going to bring a broken support character. But honestly, Ruan Mei, the crazy thing,
Ruan Mei.
the crazy thing about her is I expected her to be like, as broken as she is, of course. But I didn't think she was going to be this broken. But when I was looking at her and when she came out, I was initially only going to try dual comps with her. And of course, the dual comps already feel so nice. I can see the damage where it would be in a hyper carry scenario and I'm getting the same amount of value back just by having Ruan Mei there. And now both characters are benefiting. And the fact that she is the way she is, with even all these universal stats like speed, like break effect, like the damage dealt, the penetration, the delay. There's so many things that go in her kit that she's gonna be here forever. I think this is the character that like you need to summon on her. And I know it's taboo to say must pull, but when a character this broken is out, and especially as our first limited harmony character, which is a big deal, and to say that she makes dual comps work, which is a new taste in a lot of people's mouth. Because everyone's been doing hyper carry for so long. I know a lot of people are either tired of it or they want to venture out, and Ruan Mei is that answer. But even if you aren't looking for dual comps, when I tell you the hyper carry comps, in my opinion, feel even stronger with Ruan Mei, it's just absolutely insane. When you have characters that are the same element, let's say Jingliu, right? Jingliu and her team, because it has Pela, right? And you have 2 ice characters. And you have Ruan Mei out with weakness break efficiency. You got Pela's ultimate, you got Pela's skill, you got Jingliu's skill, you got Jingliu's ultimate. They're all combining onto each other. that character doesn't have the shield anymore. They're already frozen by the time you already finished that combo. And and this is the main person I wanted to talk about when it came to, us using Ruan Mei and what characters we changed our opinion on. Just like Destiny, I think my number one game changer is Jin Yuan. Oh my god, he feels so much better and so much more fun with Ruan Mei in the game. His Lightning Lord at 10 stacks basically makes it so you forgot that there was shields in the game. Like this dude evaporates it, deletes it as soon as they come up, because not only do you get to one-shot it basically with the weakness break efficiency, they get cracked. Ruan Mei's ultimate is up. They get delayed. Oh, guess what? I woke up. Oh, well, Lightning Lord has 10 stacks. You're about to go right back down.
Right.
Ruan Mei is just that great. And the fact that I'm enjoying Jin Yuan when I previously was not a believer, I'm just going to keep it like facts with you. I was not believing in Jin Yuan. I just thought he had a lot of problems. And with all the support that he has, I don't think it made it any better for him. But with Ruan Mei being as broken as she is and being as nice as she is, she kind of deletes a lot of his problems because they don't become existent. If the enemy can't hit you because they're always getting delayed, they're always getting broken by a 10 stack Lightning Lord, when are they going to CC you? When are they going to damage you? So her being as strong in dual DPS and in hyper carry, this is a forever unit. This is a unit that if you're not getting her now, because let's say you just got unlucky, you don't have the gems, like poor EO who had to go hard pity multiple times.
Why'd you bring that up?
If you don't have enough gems and you literally can't get her, of course, when she reruns, you need to go pick her up. But if you are like voluntarily not getting her, I'm not trying to say you need to like listen 1000% because this is your account. You do what you want to do. But man, Ruan Mei is definitely an actual game changer. Like, and not compared. Huh?
I skipped her.
Lies.
Why are you lying?
Nah, I skipped her.
What?
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Lies.
No, you're lying to me.
It's because I pull for men only. It's kind of my thing.
You know what? I remember you saying that, so I want to retract my statement about lies, but I do want to keep the statement at the same time. There's no way you skipped Ruan Mei.
There's no way. Wait. Nah, I don't believe this. There's no way.
How did you do this? Like, what possessed you to
say? I have 300
skip.
pulls as well. I'm just kind of based like that.
What the? Are you gonna pull for Ratio's Lycon?
You know what? Exposed.
Maybe.
This is why you don't play the game. I figured it out. I figured it out. You know, you only
I
play
think
the
she's
game
a
for
great puller.
males.
She's a what?
I think she is a great pull.
No, 1000%. And people have been already like theory crafting like in my comments of like comps with dr.ratio and Ruan Mei just based on break effect alone. They're like, oh, if you put Ratio with Welt, like, and they're both gonna like go crazy on their shield or something like that, or they're just. But Ruan Mei has made, just like EO said, everyone think differently, and that is a crazy thing for a unit to do, to make everyone change the way they feel about all these different characters, because it's not just like a select few that are boosted from this; it's the whole entire cast. And seeing that happen is just a really cool thing. I love that what Ruan Mei is doing, 1000%. But let's go ahead and talk about somebody that was super hyped up when they were announced. And now I have no idea if anyone's even tried to test her like thoroughly, which is Xueyi. Which, me personally, my mats don't go crazy. I'm broke, technically, and I'm waiting for the weekly boss to reset. Has anyone actually tested out Xueyi like in depth? And is she worth people going crazy onto the banner just to get one copy of her? Kova's like, oh no.
Can we say that we tested her? Like, obviously, you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, like, can we use that as our experience or no?
Account.
Yeah, on our free to play account. On our free to play account.
I rerolled for E6 Xueyi.
Yeah, exactly. You can talk about your free to play account. That's fine.
Okay, bet. I think I'm on the game now.
He's on his
out of all the characters, she might be. I think she's in the complicated section.
100%. I think the same exact way.
Yeah, like she's good, really good. I think her passive, the break effect one, I think that's probably her biggest thing. But I can't determine if Eidolons are what bring that out of her. Like there are certain characters where it's like E0, they're fine, you know? And then when you get 1, 2, 4, 6 Eidolons, that's when they become almost a completely different character. And I haven't been able to figure that out about Xueyi yet. Does a certain Eidolon completely change her as a character to allow that complicatedness to go away? If maybe like E2 for instance, she said no.
He said no.
It's like she's fine. She's technically fine at E0, But then her E4 is just damage buff. Her E1's a damage buff. Her E2 is like ignoring weakness on talent, which is whatever. Her E6 is like the biggest one.
Because
It
you
just changes
reduces the
the
amount of
stats,
stacks.
right? Lowers
yeah,
them.
it's lower than
Yeah.
sex. Pretty sure you can like insta get that with like a all hitting skill in an ult or something, right? You can just get a fat ton of follow ups with her.
Yeah, you get 4 with the skill. Well, with Ruan Mei, you insta proc it.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because her weakness break efficiency increases your toughness damage, so you get more stacks on a skill.
Oh, okay.
You
Oh,
should get
dang.
6
Now I know the
stacks
new
on
way to
ult
play.
And now I
and
know the
skill
tech.
on Ruan Mei. But then they have an anti-synergy. It's a bit weird.
Oh, because of the delay.
Because of the delay, but I think it might be like QQ where you actually hold your ult and you wait for them to recover. The only problem is Ruan Mei recovering is way longer. Without
Yeah.
Ruan Mei, it's fine. You can just hold your ult for like 1 turn.
Do you suggest using Xueyi without Ruan Mei?
Yeah, I don't mind without Ruan Mei. It's not like a must-have synergy. I actually think it reminds me of March and Clara. They're like half synergy, half anti-synergy.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't tested enough. But like sometimes Ruan Mei and Xueyi felt like insane, like MOC 12, and then,
really?
against the Bug Boy.
The bug.
And then sometimes it just felt pretty sad. I didn't like hold ult or like play super well, so it might just be skill issue.
Is it like the Argenti situation where like if there's not 5 people or 4 people or 3 people at least on the field, it's kind of dead. Like if it's a single target, like Shuei's like, bruh.
Yeah, if it's a single target delayed, kind of sad. Yeah.
I love her ultimate though. That's probably one of my favorites about her kit.
Right, F her kit. I love her design.
Okay, I mean I love that too for sure. But her ultimate being colorless. By the way, I just want to shout outs to EOD for even like using that term because he got it from Pokemon and her TCG, and it never crossed my mind to consider that term for Star Rail. I love it.
That man's like, I'm taking
Colorless
it.
breaking.
That man's like,
Yeah.
I'm
No,
taking
it makes perfect sense because it works the same way in Pokemon. Colorless or normal types usually, at least with the energy, the colorless energy, you can apply it to anything. So if you're a fire type and you needed like 2 stacks of energy, you could use a colorless energy card and it would give you 2 of whatever you needed it to be. And you could just like, oh yeah, I need this. So yeah, Xueyi having basically colorless breaking, he just cracks
That's a good
whatever.
term.
Yeah, I
like
love
that
it.
term. Destiny, what about you? What do you think about Xueyi from the free-to-play testing you've had? Or have you basically built her on your actual account?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't actually touched her that much.
It's really a resource issue. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't have resources for it. I legitimately don't. But I've seen plenty of gameplay of her, and also like I've seen other people that I conversate with. They have showed me like Xueyi techs and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, she's really good. Like people are making the claim that she's a 6-star in disguise. Some of the stuff I've seen, I might have to maybe agree with that. She's really good. Huh?
I said she's really strong.
Yeah, she's really good. She is absolutely complicated though. Like you have to understand her kit, I think a little more deeper to a degree, especially when it comes to like, okay, how much crit rate do you want? How much crit damage do you want? How much break effect do you want? Because some people are saying, oh, only do break build. And I'm like, other people are saying do hybrid build.
That's the question. I'm sorry, but I was gonna say that's the question. Like I'm wanting to know, is it better to just run full break, or is it better to go like hybrid or just full DPS?
Yeah, I was gonna say it has to be hybrid because
I thought it was hybrid too,
Like, okay, so there's a Giga Break build. I believe I was telling you guys about that because like Grim let me know about it. But the Giga Break is like purely in the sense that you're gonna break them and then you kill them. Like there's no downtime, there's no cooldown between. No, well, I mean the break does so much damage that whatever you were gonna do while they're broken, they die. So,
I got you. So it's equivalent damage basically, like equivalent.
No. So like let's say that we'll use it for a team game, right? So let's say that you have Ruan Mei, you have Zila, and then you have Xueyi. The sustain doesn't matter. And then Ruan Mei bullies them down, right? And then Xueyi does her ult. You crack off 50% of their kit because like Ruan Mei plus Xueyi, you're hitting for 50%. Whatever their toughness meter is, you can clean off the 50%, right? Clean, gone. Pop it, and then she does max damage from the ult because you're taking off so much of that toughness meter. And then that's like an extra 60% of damage or something like that on top of whatever you're doing, plus the break effect, and then boom. So that's like 200% extra damage from if you had the Giga Break build. and it does a shit ton of damage with the break. Then you also get entanglement from it. Then you beat the shit out of them with like Zila, right? So they're weakened, or the ult skill, whatever, and they die. The game plan behind that Giga Break build is to break them and then kill them while they're broken, so that Xueyi can immediately start working on the next enemy. So you single target or you focus fire that one enemy, crack him, and then you move on to the next. So she's constantly breaking the enemies for like her own shit, and your DPS is like picking up the kill, picking up the kill, picking up the kill, stuff like that. So it's that falls under the complicated line. The reason I think that hybrid is better is because that's not consistent. Like you can control breaking for sure, but it's so inconsistent on your like strategy to do it that it's safer to just have some crit.
Yeah, there's so many factors when wanting one person to break the whole time.
So I like the hybrid, but hybrid I don't know the sweet spot. I have what Global put, which was like I think you had like 60 120 for crit and crit rate or crit damage.
Yeah.
And then like whatever you wanted in break effect and like 135 in speed, something like that. I have that, but not the other way around. Like it's I feel like I don't do enough damage outside of breaking. It's the harder part. But I'm greedy, so I don't know if like oh yeah, she's doing like 27k on crits. Like is that normal? Is that above normal? Is that below average? So,
I think for a sub DP, wait, is it ult or follow up or skill? Which one?
Skills.
Oh, skill? Yeah, I would find that okay for a sub DPS for like that's like focused on break. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad.
That's normal.
I would assume so. I don't have her built, so I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't have. I'm hopefully gonna have her built soon when they finally reset the weeklies. Because of course, I think all of us just wasted all of them on Ruan Mei, which rightfully so.
Is it a waste?
It's not a waste, but I'm saying that we all did spend like I'm pretty sure not 80.
Not Goba.
No, I'm saying not
oh yeah, Goba is like yo, my Xueyi lit.
I have not touched the bot yet.
What?
Crazy.
Fake Star Rail creator. Fake Star Rail creator.
Look,
oh my god,
I've been dead for the past like few days.
Bro, let him sleep.
I saw on Reddit though a lot of like people crying about it, but they were like running off element DPS and stuff. But you have to like break it, right?
Yeah, you have to break it so that he's stunned and he stuns everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has been. Speaking about that, Destiny, you already done with Xueyi or?
Yeah, no, like I have no thoughts. It's literally just my friends have shown me. And she's definitely good. I've seen her also dominate the MOC 12. So
it's very favored to her though.
That is
true. But I'm gonna still take that.
Really quickly before we go into what we were talking about in a second, which was MOC, which I cannot wait to talk about that in a quick second. I do want to say really quickly as a very short topic, because I'm pretty sure there's not much for us to say, but I just want to get some opinions very quickly about Blade. Just because it is his rerun, he is here with Ruan Mei. Sadly, he's sandwiched in the worst way possible because you got Ruan Mei, you got Kafka, and I think Blade is still a really good character.
And dr.ratio.
Oh yeah, well, dr.ratio is free.
Don't forget my man.
Well, he's free.
I was about to pull for dr.ratio.
Yeah, you get that E1. He's like, I would have pulled. He's like,
nah, bro, E6. He has
oh yeah,
300
facts.
pulls.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. E6.
E6
300 pulls,
E6
E6. I'd win.
Nah, I'd win. but for Blade, do you think it's kind of like he's kind of like dead in the water now? Not as a unit.
No.
He's no. He's not. No, wait. He's
Let
still
me defend my pastor.
Right?
That is my homie. So I wouldn't say he's trash. I'm just kidding. I would say if he was, but he's still an amazing unit. But he is in the worst possible lineup of banners to be in. Like
I don't think Blade is worth the pull right now. If that's where the question.
No, 1000%. That was going to be the question. Like, is it going to be at a point where Blade is ever going to be a good time to summon on if there's not a full rerun patch? Like, if that's the case, that's the only way I see Blade getting a summon. Because with all that they're coming out with new characters every patch, because funny enough, I saw this on Reddit. Star Rail doesn't have a dead patch like in terms of summons like Genshin did. Genshin in I think it was like 1.4, 1.3, something like that. They had dual reruns.
1.4 double rerun.
Yeah, it was double reruns.
Yeah.
So people didn't need to spend if they already pulled those characters. For Star Rail, we didn't get that. They're just going ahead and like new, and we'll add a rerun to it. We're gonna keep going on.
I think we need like one of those though. The dead patches, is that what they're called?
Yeah, the problem is we're going to Penacony.
Yeah, exactly. We're heading into a new region already.
And they already revealed like so many characters for Penacony in the live stream. Like those characters are definitely, I think, going to be pullable. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, yikes. I don't think we're getting a dead patch anytime soon.
Which
like at this
sucks.
point, I'm starting to think we're gonna have to wait until 3.0. I'm not even kidding.
Star Rail's
3.0
like,
is gonna be dead patch.
Star Rail's like, oh,
Like
The thing is, you don't need to
3.3.
pull everyone.
that is true, 1000%.
As a
You
content
can focus
creator,
on-
you know, we have this idea, this fallacy,
Actually,
if you will. We need to
listen,
pull
listen.
everybody.
No, listen, bro. Goba only pulls the male characters, and he's
Yeah.
good.
All right, what I
Valor
hope,
is a must pull.
what I hope is 3.0. It's only guys.
Imagine.
Skips, easy skips.
Only
easy
guys.
skips.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
no.
If it's listen, if it's in adventuring, I'm pulling because like child.
Nah, he's gonna be Pentagon.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, okay,
Pentagon.
so I'm pulling him because child.
Okay.
And if it's the Sam dude, the robot guy, I have to pull that. He looks like a
Yeah.
fucking like
we're
a
pulling
Saint
Sam.
Seiya character. I'm like, yo, that's lit. I
You
want
talking
one of
about the
those.
mech guy?
Yeah, the
Yeah, but he's
robot.
not a
Am I
mech.
the
He's like,
only- Am I the only one that doesn't care about that?
yes,
Okay,
because
kick
you
back.
didn't grow up in like the 90s anime, like you know, like this is what it's cool, right? So you know Sailor Moon, okay, and you're like, oh, transform. I mean, they transform or whatever. Okay, so there was a
Sailor Moon girl.
no, seriously, there's a guy version of Sailor Moon. It's called Saint Seiya, and
Wow.
they basically so Sailor Moon is like the planets, right? Saint Seiya is, if I'm not astrology,
Yeah,
right?
the
So
yeah.
the astrology signs, and each of them transform with the astrology as they're like that, you know, like the Leo or Sagittarius or whatever, and that's their power. So Sam looks like a Saint Seiya character, like the armor that he's wearing with the lion head and shit. It looks like a Saint Seiya character. I'm like, I have to pull it. It's just it's so cool.
I'll just wait for them to add Goku to
That's
HSR.
crazy.
What's wrong with you?
Imagine if they did add Goku though.
I
Son
think
Goku or like real Goku?
No, real Goku.
I think
Like
for
how
the
he's in
collab.
Fortnite. Like how he's in Fortnite, add real Goku.
I think
That'd
for
be
the fact
insane.
that we went off topic so quick against with Blade, I think that already seals the deal.
Okay,
I don't. I think when it comes to Blade real fast, it is kind of unfortunate that he's being sandwiched in between like all of these characters. I'm not gonna lie, because like I still think he's great. I still use him.
1000%.
Like I think he's
1000.
awesome. But
Mhm.
I think if you're not really interested in Kafka, which I've definitely seen people that don't really like Kafka, they don't
Mhm.
like Dot,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is fair. If you don't
Mhm.
like Dot, it is what it is. But they've been waiting for the Blade rerun, and they're like, I don't have that many DPSs. I really want Blade. I'm like, honestly, Blade is a good DPS option. Like, I don't think it's bad. Now we are getting Ratio for free, which is like amazing because, well, there is a DPS option there, and I've heard he's actually really freaking good from what I've heard so far.
Have you guys seen the
Fried
How
one.
dare you.
Trial.
No,
Yeah,
no,
he
no,
has-
not the trial, not the trial. There's I guess like simulation tests going around
Yeah,
right
people
now.
are already spreadsheeting him. Yeah,
Primero and
because
Bonk did dr.ratio calcs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have him as like the number one
DPS
single
right
target
now.
DPS
Single
character. in the
Wait,
game.
really?
Like
Yep.
Argenti
By
Yes.
a milestone, he
yes,
is the number one. So I'm like, bro, not only is he free, but if he is the number one by like leagues and compared to everyone, that's like stronger than Daniel, right? Because Daniel, we have them at the top. If he's leagues better than them and has follow up, so you can add the
fully
topaz
single
shit,
target.
fully single target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
But he
street
has
target, they're
follow-up.
gonna beat him. It'll be like Ratio's best single target. Jingu,
Yeah.
Daniel best 3 target, Argenti best 5 target. I think they're going like one of each type.
And that's,
Okay,
in my
okay.
opinion, though, that's fair. Like, since Ratio is so heavily focused on single target, I don't think there's anything wrong with him being one of the best single target users. Now, him being free though is absolutely crazy because it's like
Wait, he's free?
everyone can use that.
That's the way he's free.
He's like, I was
Yeah,
really
he's
gonna waste my
free.
300s.
No, I told you he's gonna E6 S5.
Yes,
I
sir.
believe
Do we
300
get him
pulls is
E6
enough.
for free?
No.
I think
yeah,
I
you're
am
right.
actually going to pull for his Lycone though. Like if I
No,
can,
I don't know if I
manage
will.
it.
The bathtub.
Yeah,
Is his
I
Lycone
want it.
in the trial by any chance? Or no, we don't know
Nah.
that.
This Lycone
Nah.
hasn't been revealed officially.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to see because I know they have like the traces and everything already out because we could
Yeah,
see
they
it.
have,
but
like,
it's
Everything
everything.
apart from Lycone.
No, okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But
More content.
But what about Blade though, real fast before I wrap it up? Yeah, I still think good DPS option. Honestly, if you are lacking DPSs, now you could either wait until 2.0 and wait for a potential DPS in 2.0. I don't know
Mhm.
how the order will go because it seems in 2.0 we'll be getting
Double
Black Swan and
yeah.
Sparkle based on the drip marketing. So basically Nihility and Harmony, which Nihility can do
Well,
damage. There's no denying
Misha.
that. Huh?
Method,
Oh,
what about
Misha.
Misha?
I forgot about Misha.
Hey, you're gonna power creep Jingliu.
That's crazy.
You're right. My bad.
I'm just gonna wait. Just to make note, we gotta remember what 4-star destructions look like. We got Arlen and we got Hook. Okay.
Misha will break the curse.
On.
Arlen low-key gets slept on.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I don't know, honestly. Now I'm thinking about it, I don't know. Like, if you like Blade, I would still say to go for it. But I would also weigh all the characters and just look at them and be like, okay, like, what do I really want on my account, or who do I really want to play? Like, that's really all I think it is, because I think Blade can definitely, I know we're going to get to MOC 12 later, but if there's a wind weakness, and like what there actually is, that's funny
Currently,
enough.
Yeah.
Blade can definitely handle that first half of MOC 12. Absolutely. So he's still like, he can beat the toughest content in the game. He's a great character.
For Blade, I sadly like the same way we've been saying, like there's so many great characters being surrounded, and we're already about to be in Penacony, which is insane. And with us being in Penacony, there's a bunch of new characters that we're gonna see. And with us going into this next generation of units, starting with Ruan Mei and all that type of stuff, we're gonna see more crazier kits from these DPSs most likely. So it is a really bad spot for him, because I do think he's such a solid character. He's one of the easiest by far in terms of DPSs to build, because he gets like a billion crit rate from his traces, from his relic set, all that type of stuff. And he just does work. He has adjacent hitting. He's skill point efficient.
His ult hits everyone.
Yeah, his ult's adjacent hitting as well. He has sustain for himself.
I'm starting to not like his ultimate.
Really? Why?
Wait, is his ult everybody or adjacent?
No, it's adjacent. It's adjacent.
I'm stupid.
The reason I'm starting to not like his ult, this might be
What's
like a little
follow-up?
off topic. Yeah, his follow-ups to everybody. The
There
reason
we
I'm
go.
not starting to like his ult is because it feels like when you need it, it's too weak, and when you don't need it, they're dead. You've already done so much damage that because you typically you wait for the cap, and maybe it's because my Blade isn't as fast as like the other units. Like my Jingliu reaches 140 or something like that for speed. My Kafka's somewhere in like the 170s, and my Zila reaches up to like past 160. So Blade, he only attacks like once or so, maybe twice per cycle, and it really feels like he just doesn't get the maxed out HP threshold, like HP loss, so that I could pop his ultimate every couple of turns. But there's a lot of times I'm just literally sitting on ult. If I'm not playing on auto, he just sits on ult. I'm like, I don't like this. It's a me thing. I'm not calling him bad by any means, because I want to speak my piece on Blade as well. But I'm speaking on that. The ult is just, I'm starting to not like the ult the more and more I use it.
I think.
Who's your sustain?
Oh yeah, who is your sustain?
Who's your sustain with him? Because I think you can reach it with his normal rotation.
I use it depends. I guess like if I'm using it with Jingliu, I swap between Lochin and REHOO, but recently I've been using Lochin.
He thought you were gonna say Fushun.
No. I don't use Fushun with them anymore. I used to but I use Fushun with like my Quantums, or wherever Bronya is, I'll give Fushun to that team. Things like that, or like Jingyuan. I love Fushun over there. So
yeah, absolutely.
Unless Golba has something else to say about Blade, I just think that he is a very solid like unit. And of course, if you wanted Blade for a very long time, or you just love his design, you love his kit, you like his personality, that type of stuff, that's 100% the way you want to look at your account. You want the characters that you're gonna like. But in terms of future investment options, I do think he is way up there. Just because his SP efficient kit is going to allow him to be a sub DPS, and he's already becoming in that role right now. And he can also be the main DPS as well, which with that versatility in a unit and him being able to be future proof, that does raise him up compared to a lot of the other DPSs that are out in the game. And I definitely can't wait to see more and more of him, because his sub DPS playstyle is really cool. So I do think he's a really good future investment, and a 100% good pick if you do want him. So I don't want people thinking because we're saying certain things about him that he's not a good pull. He still is. It's just that with these units around him, especially if you're looking at more into the meta side and more into the how much bang can I get for my buck type of deal, then Blade does fall in that department. But you have anything else with Blade before we move on?
It's just scary with Penacony.
1000.
Apart from that, yeah, he's pretty bussin', as the kids say.
As the kids say.
Can I show you guys something very cute super fast?
What?
You found a selfie of me?
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Ain't no way. I'm down for that confidence though. That's kind of
she brought out the
look at the little pets.
Oh, Peppy Peppy and Topaz.
Yeah.
Right, why is she
Peppy's my go. Oh my god. It's like my Nintendo.
Then or like, is that a new thing?
No, yeah, you get to play as Peppy in this event.
That's crazy.
Oh.
It's so
Spoiler
cute. I
warning.
love it. Oh my god, spoiler. Wait a minute. Bleep me out.
Spoiler,
want
spoiler. There we go. But now that we are done with the discussion with all the characters that are, you know, out, rerunning, all that type of stuff, let's get into something that is very exciting to me and something I definitely want to talk about, which is MOC 12. I think with this edition of MOC 11 and 12, I'm not going to lie to you, I felt the same way I did playing the game in the early patches, like 1.0, 1.1. And there are certain points, and I do have a video up showing that I have skill issue, or it's just like where my teams are just getting, I get unlucky. I'm just going to say it's not skill issues. I'm unlucky. I'm not going to lie. But MOC 12 definitely brought me back to early MOC and early gameplay of HSR, because it brought me to the point where I'm not autoing it. I'm not brain deading it. I'm not throwing something together and just letting it go and basically beat the game. I had to actually pay attention to what I was doing, and I was getting.
Did you win?
Yeah, I did. I got 36 star. Thank God.
Nah, I'd win.
I got 36 star, which is really good. But man, when I was playing it, I enjoyed it so much. And I know some people, and I can't wait to hear opinions on this. I know some people are kind of upset at MOC 12. Some people can't beat it. Some people can't even beat to MOC 10 with the new change they did beforehand. So there's that set of people. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just, you know, their accounts are probably not up to par. Their accounts are probably new or something like that. So that's fine. Not being able to clear MOC doesn't mean like the whole world's ending. If it takes you time to beat it, that's a good thing, because then you have room to grow. But the main concern was people saying that, why is MOC 11 and 12 just a DPS check? Like, why is it just HP high, damage high? Which, in my opinion, for right now, if they bring 13, 14, and 15 in it the same way, then that'll be a problem to me at the current moment. But I think that's okay, in my honest opinion, that 11 and 12 are higher HP, higher damage, because it stops certain units from being able to go into full auto mode. You know, the characters like REHOO, like for one example, when I was using her, I ended up getting smacked up because she was using a lot more skill points at the time when I needed more of them for other units, and characters were just dying left and right. I couldn't do it, so I switched to Luocha, and my run went more smooth than it had ever been with REHOO on the team. So right now, I want to see what y'all opinion about in terms of MOC 12 and the difficulty increase. Also, let me know if you 36 started or not, which would be a good thing to talk about, because I think I just think 36 starting it was really cool and provide a lot of challenge. I know a lot of people are having fun testing things out, seeing how units are now getting better in a way with the harder content and the more prolonged fights, because it is taking a little bit longer for people to be able to beat these fights with the units that they have.
Can I go first?
Yeah, it's fun.
All right, cool. I have not 36 started yet. I'm literally one cycle off. And I think that I agree with you that it feels like the first time playing, like that first couple months playing Star Rail.
It felt so nice, dude.
It feels really nice.
It feels so good.
It also pisses me off. So coincidentally, that's what my video that's going out today is about, is basically the new MOC, and like it's changed and I feel indifferent about it. So I can just kind of repeat the same stuff. Excuse me. I feel indifferent because as someone who plays like the reference I use in my video was Monster Hunter. In Monster Hunter, when you have there's a low rank, a high rank, and then like a master rank or G rank, right? And low rank, it introduces you to the monsters. That's cool. High rank, the monster may get like one or two different things, and it has more HP and it hits harder. Master rank, all of that is amplified, but they also have different move sets, or they do things, they function a little differently. The base principle of the character is still the same, the monster is still the same, but it changes ever so slightly. Then you have variations. So a good monster to use would be Rathalos, which is the giant red dragon. And then you have a silver Rathalos. So they all have the same base moveset, but then silver Rathalos does shit that red Rathalos doesn't, and you die for it. So you have to change the way that you play this particular variation of the monster. I was really hoping we got something like that in Star Rail, where like MOC 12, even 11, just in general, right? Like once you breach 10, if 11 and 12, yo, what up, POKKE?
Oh, wow.
Go back to sleep.
That man was dead.
Yeah, the podcast is not. You forgot, dude.
It's all gravy, man.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
but with
wrap-
11 and 12,
after we're done with Eos thing, we can circle back and come back. I'll make sure that we come back to this topic.
cool.
Go ahead.
With 11 and 12, I was hoping that we got variations of MOC or the characters similar to how Monster Hunter does it. So the example that I gave was Kafka. Kafka normally starts every time you play Kafka the same thing. She'll hit you with the swords and then dominate somebody. And I'm like, oh, it'd be kind of cool if she dominated 2 characters at once.
Whoa!
And it's not to say like, hear me out, right? Hear me out. It's
Hold
not
up.
that I want her to be like way harder and more fucked up to play, but change her kit. If you weren't gonna make her dominate 2 characters at once, give her a new ability, give her a new status, give her a new function. Change the way she like her pattern. So instead of like every single time you play Kafka, sword slash dominate. Okay, well, what if she started off with dominate and then explosion? So she throws the grenades, or she does grenades and like. What if grenades lowers your effect resistance so that she could dominate you easier? Little things like that add
Rip
so much more
Locha mains.
value. Huh?
As that Rip Locha means.
No, I'm just
Oh,
saying
wow.
though, it adds so much more. Like it's less about it being beefier, right? Like more HP, double HP, and then it hit harder, and more about the game has presented a challenge. How do you deal with it? You know, your effect resistance is lowered. Okay, I need to build up more effect resistance to kind of counteract what the bomb might do. Or since we have break effect with Ruan Mei going on right now, maybe you can work in a way to where you know she's gonna do grenade and then dominate. So maybe you could try to interrupt her before she does dominate by imprisoning her so that she misses her turn, or get a freeze so that she skips her turn, things like that. That's what I was hoping for because it adds more of a strategy instead of like it's not mindless anymore. We have to think, but we only have to think on how to not die. Like how do we clear this? And like we're not getting 0 cycles anymore. How do I get the lowest amount of cycles possible?
No.
Versus how
someone
do
here
I clear this?
So someone here has 0 cycled already.
You know what? I want to hear this from Mr. E2 Daniel. Okay.
Dang.
No way. Just pool better, man. Just get 3 coffees in a single
Just
time.
only
You know
use
what?
$20.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
perfect.
That was my mistake right there. I should have only used 20.
Actually, I think he did a negative cycle.
Yeah. Anyway.
You can't do better than 30 cycles.
But yeah, I would like more of a challenge that way, where variations. That's all.
I think 100% we'll get to that point. I do think whether it be a new mode or it just be extra force to MOC, I'm pretty sure they're thinking about something in that regard where you think more strategically rather than like how do I not die in that terms of sense. Like, oh, I need to freeze this character or he's about to blow up the whole team, about to AoE splash everyone like that big robot that jumps and kills everyone. There's a lot of things that I'm pretty sure they're looking into, and with the way they've increased MOC. And also with the not Swarm Disaster, the new Sim Universe, they're definitely looking to give us some harder stuff. And I think if we keep either steamrolling it or they see we're having fun, we're enjoying this type of thing, I 100% see them doing more things like that, like adding those conditions, like, oh, if you don't beat Kafka in 3 turns or Stunner or something, you're about to die, like that type of thing. So there's a lot of cool things I'm pretty sure they are looking forward to. But before we continue this topic, which we will circle back to, we're gonna give Pokke the rapid fire question session of this because he missed a lot. But Pokke, go ahead and Pokke, go ahead and talk about Ruan Mei, how you feel about her and what units you've been testing with her that you've changed your opinion entirely just because she's out in the game now.
Right. Unironically, I think that this is not really dual DPS's problem. This is more like the content. I feel that dual DPS is just they're still not as strong compared to hyper carry. So
Yeah.
it gets to a point where
Yo.
her buffs, like her buffs to hyper carry is like even better than the buffs to dual DPS, just because like the dual DPS comp is just still not cutting it. So far, like a lot of
I
times,
disagree.
like you disagree? Yo, what are some dual DPS comp that's like really, really fucking good?
Okay.
Oh, you're about to get an earful, Pokke. Dear Lord.
Kafka and any
Genuine
GOT.
Genuine Topaz.
The
I will
problem with
die on
this
this
blade
hill.
is
In the
Jingli's
current
hyper carry,
MOC 12?
pretty sure
Okay,
bleeds
MOC
blade.
12 is a problem.
Wait,
because
okay,
the
wait, hold on.
weaknesses-
Why are we limiting it to like current MOC and not the actual like how the team performs?
No, the team, like you could test the team in 10
You're not-
or 11
You're not listening to what I'm asking.
Okay, bro.
I'm
It's
not
a- it's a
asking
good-
like
It's good regardless.
We're on the same page.
Yes.
What I'm asking Pokke is why are we limiting how a team performs, or like what makes a team good or bad, to MOC 12?
Right.
And that it changes like every patch. It changes.
Exactly. I think it's just right now the benchmark is the MOC 12. That's the final endgame content. So I only look at it because if you were to build a DPS, like for example, if you want to convince like a new player, okay, you should try Jingyuan Topaz because it's gonna become really great. But they are gonna have a very difficult time for now doing MOC 12, and I don't have a benchmark where the enemies are weak to like fire and lightning. There's like in the same caliber of MOC 12. So comparatively speaking, right now her performance in the best comms for MOC 12 is more or less all hyper carries. It's like she's really good with Invisible Lune. She's really good with Jing Liu. She's really good with
basically all the
two, because it's only Invisible Lune and Jing Liu that's really good because it's like, you know, imaginary weakness and ice weakness, right? I think she's also really good with Sile, but I think Sile still wants Bronya. At the end of the day, I think she's probably actually better than Bronya.
Hey, let's go! We brought another one to the club. Let's go.
Now we need the follow up, the Gotcha Smack follow up.
Yeah. We're gonna. I
was wrong.
I was wrong.
Content farm.
I like this though.
I know he's gonna react to it. I know he's gonna respond to it. He's gonna come in. He's gonna go, ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got him.
He's gonna clap and he's gonna play the clip. And he's gonna go, Mr. Pokke here. It's in this last video made this comment, but today we got him. Listen to this.
We got him, boys.
To be fair, in all honesty, the way which I love that, you know, Pokke just said it because all of us were saying the same thing. Well, but did you agree or were you indifferent, or how I forgot which one?
Better than Bronya.
Yeah.
You can't compare it like that. But in general, she is easy to use and pretty damn cool. But in hypercarry, I don't think she beats up Bronya.
Okay, so with how everyone is thinking about it, I do want to say that with Ruan Mei, I like how we're going back and circling back to this topic even more so. But with her in hypercarry, which I can see what Pokke's talking about, because it's the situation where which right now I think the results are slightly skewed when talking about things like, you know, Topaz and Jingyuan, because we really don't have the means to test it out on an MOC 12 equivalent without like Silver Wolf or something. So you can't really test out the team at the current moment. But looking at hypercarry right now versus dual DPS, I would say I'd kind of agree with Pokke slightly. I do think the dual DPS is still really nice. I think it's really good, especially for like combos with like Blade and Jing Liu and other means to that. But I see where he's coming from, where you can use the second side of MOC 12 with the bugs, and you have someone like Jing Liu, like I said before, Jing Liu, Pella, Ruan Mei, and then having some other sustain. It can be Japart if you wanted to, where you have so many ice units, and these ice units are not only buffing the crap out of Jing Liu and what she can do, but since they're all ice, they're shredding the crap out of the shield, which we said before. The shield isn't gone. They're frozen. They're gone. They're not coming back.
Dead.
And the delay makes it even more so. So I can see why he's talking about, like, you know, hyper carry still that guy. the hyper carry is still there versus dual DPS. But I do think in the cases of like Jingyuan and Topaz, I think we'd have to wait until there is fire and lightning weakness enemies on the MOC 12 and then see how it compares. I tried Jingyuan on MOC 11 because it had the lightning weak, and I think that's a pretty fair comparison slightly. And you know, with him and his Lightning Lord having these nasty shredding of the shields, I think him by alone right now is a little cracked out with Ruan Mei, and then with Topaz, we'll have to wait and see when there's lightning and fire weak enemies, when that ends up happening.
Yeah.
In regards to after Ruan Mei, have you had any experience with Xueyi yet, Pokke? Or have you gotten to try her out and you're feeling?
Nah, dude. I literally have no balls. Like I can't even unlock her A4 and A6 trace.
Dang.
So, I bought to level 16.
All of us are struggling, man. All of us are struggling. What about on your
purple match?
What was it?
Yeah, how many?
I have 1,000 purple mats.
What the fuck,
Dang.
bro? What are you doing?
Golly.
I don't like you anymore. How do you have these? Because like I know you said you only pull for the guys, but like, damn, have we only had that many guys to pull for that you can just save so many books?
That's insane. Besides Xueyi, we did also talk about Blade and wondering if he's kind of like dead in the water at the current moment. Not in the sense of his power, but if you didn't get Blade initially, would you ever end up getting Blade? Just because
He said that quick.
That man didn't even let me finish all the way. That man said, not happening, not gonna happen. Can you say your reasoning of your fast answer?
I feel like Blade is really like he's like a training wheels. Like when you're trying to learn a bike, he basically makes your life like a lot easier at the start. And for example, like if you have the HP with the crit gears, you have nobody to use it on, you can just slip on the blade and he's chilling, right? But I prefer it if my DPS. I don't really care if my DPS has the durability or like they have like a 10,000 HP. I just want them to do a shit ton of damage, and then I'll balance it out by having proper supports and sustain to make them go along with it. And right now for Blade, especially if I don't have Bronya with Blade, it's like, oh my god, his damage is like super low. So yeah, that's why I really wouldn't bother about him that much. There's always going to be better
Ruan
DPS
Mei?
coming in the future anyways.
Have you tried Blade with Ruan Mei, Mr. Pokke?
No.
No, I have not. I have not played Blade. I think for the past 2 months.
That man's like, I haven't used Blade since he released. Thank you very much. so you
fair.
even with which we all agreed, we all said it's basically impossible to get him if you're like slightly wanting to get him versus the newer characters, which he's sandwiched with everyone, like Kafka.
Yeah, exactly. Opportunity cost, yeah.
Yeah, so like
Yeah,
it is
Kafka's a
super.
new unit.
Yeah, so it's super hard for someone like Blade to be picked up by anybody with Penacony on the way, with where he's sandwiched at right now. But we did all agree that he is a pretty nice unit. Like if you did pull for him, it's not a waste. And just because I know the way Pokke feels about dual DPS now, so I kind of don't even want to bring up sub DPS Blade.
Oh my.
Okay, but I stand corrected though. I think Jingliu, Blade, and Ruan Mei is a pretty decent team.
Oh,
I think
we're converting him.
Yeah.
Oh shoot,
We're
converting
converting him.
I think it is because I think back then in like 1.3,
Mhm.
Blade, Blade, Jingliu, and Bronya, they managed to like zero cycle 1.3 MOC 10. So I can see Ruan Mei being like a pretty good addition. But I didn't try it before.
Oh,
It's
okay.
good. It's
Yeah.
solid.
Okay, so
I will like to add into that. I would like to we can touch on the dual DPS thing. I really want to convert you, but
Oh my god.
I sound like a Jehovah's Witness, but I genuinely do want you to like see the light in dual DPS. But I think with Blade, Ruan Mei, and Jingliu in particular, and this is something that I was looking at with Blade's damage being, we'll call it mediocre, especially alongside Jingliu, Ruan Mei does buff it to the point where it feels like you're not missing a full Bronya, right? That's what it feels like. And I feel like if you change Blade a little bit, like I want to test it, but I don't have the materials to build it.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, I think if Blade put a little more focus in break effect alongside his HP for his damage, so because we shouldn't be building him on attack anyway, but most of us have the attack percent built into our Blade as it is. If you remove that, you fill it with break effect, I think the Blade would perform significantly better.
Break effect Blade?
Because
holy shit, okay.
Hear me out, right? Like he goes faster, which helps break down the enemies because of how often he's hitting. Jingliu's skill or her passive constantly helps him trigger his talent. So if his break effect or his like priority on the team was break first, deal damage while doing it, then Jingliu gets like true damage across the board. Ruan Mei helps him break faster. She boosts the damage he does from break effect, and then they get delayed a little bit more, and then you just beat the shit out of them with Jingliu. So I feel like in my head, the team comp is fire.
Yeah, sounds good. The way it would
until
work.
I can build it, I don't know yet.
Yeah, you can't.
That's the only problem. I'm like, bro, in my head, this shit is gas. But I'm like, maybe when I play it, it's gonna be ass. I don't know. But we'll see.
Gotta try on your free-to-play account.
That's
the
you know what?
Oh shoot!
Wait a minute.
That's the call.
See, look, it's a free-to-play.
But listen. I think I said this when we first initially talked about it before Pokke joined. I just love the way Ruan Mei just makes everyone think differently. Like the possibilities. Like who the F would have thought of break effect Blade beforehand without the Ruan Mei being
Lily.
Who would have thought of main carry Sampo?
Has she thought of like break effect blade?
She puts break effect on everyone.
Dang, what the world? Yeah, but it's just nice hearing like different builds and like with what Ruan Mei has done, she's basically changed the way everyone thought about it. But now we're circling back to our current topic, which we were talking about, which EO got his piece in when it comes to MOC 12. POKKE, what do you think about MOC 12? What do you think about the difficulty of it? How are you enjoying it and all that type of stuff?
Man, I think it's pretty good, especially with the buff. I think the buff does like a shit ton of damage. It's like,
yeah,
I
facts.
see like 150,000, 200,000. Yeah, so I think it serves as a pretty good handicap for players to still clear in like under 10 cycles if you make use of the buff. Like just break the enemies and just do a shit ton of damage. But I will say it's the hardest zero cycle that I've ever attempted in my entire life. So,
I heard you were struggling.
Basically useless.
I heard you.
Yeah, the buff will basically useless. You can't make use of the buff at all. And like the bug have like 1 billion HP, and they hit for so hard. Like the boss hits you once, like hits in building once, he's gone. So yeah, it's really fresh challenge. Yeah.
Which me and EO compared it to the first days of HSR with MOC 10, or you have to like think about it and you can't really like brain dead your way through it. I just thought that was a breath of fresh air when we ended up getting MOC 12 for sure, because I have a video out where I'm just like dying. I'm like getting knocked out because Bronya for some reason likes to attract everyone. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Bronya, the girl with the drill hair, we're hitting her, and then they just go crazy on her, which I hate. What about it, Destiny, for MOC 12? How do you think?
Okay,
about it?
I think it's pretty good.
Just
like,
so
I
know,
really like it.
Wait, just so y'all know, her run's invalidated for a certain reason.
No.
What about her
It's not. It's not.
There
Because
you
what
go.
I can do first side. No, it's not. Because listen, bro, scam po. But for real, like, I think it's good. I think though, the MOC blessing like helps a lot. Like if you really like prioritize abusing that blood or the turbulence. Why I said blessing. This isn't simulated universe. The turbulence. I think the turbulence helps a lot because that swarm bug has like over 1 million health or some shit. It's a lot. And I just think it's good. I think it's a good challenge. I did 3-star it like my first real attempt trying to do it, but I did bring like some of my best characters and really tried to think of like, okay, what do I need for both sides? And I think it just comes down to I think it's partly a build check, but I think it's also a tech check. What I mean by that is I think if you look at the turbulence and then you think of comps that can benefit from the turbulence, you will beat it.
I think that's what how I perceive it. I was gonna say I think that a lot of people neglect the turbulence, like a majority of players.
Yeah, the turbulence for MOC 12 is like it helps you so much if you try to like optimize, or not even optimize, that's not even the right word here, like you just take advantage of it. Like if you weakness break them as soon as you can, because I think the turbulence is when you weakness break them and then you hit them while they're weakness broken, you gain a stack of the turbulence. So if you weakness break them as fast as you can, which Ruan Mei definitely helps for this, and it does feel catered to her and even in a sense to Xueyi, then you're good. Like you will be able to then attack the enemy and then just keep accumulating the turbulence stacks. And then when that next cycle starts, they just literally get blasted. So I think the turbulence is really good. But I did notice in my runs, I did try to definitely, take advantage of it. But it makes me wonder if they swap the turbulence to something less powerful for your team, what is it? What's going to happen then? Because this current turbulence is really strong as if you take advantage. But let's say the next turbulence is like, I don't know, you get crit rate +5. That's it. Like,
dang, that's
imagine.
Only 5.
Only 5.
My 95% crit rate is finally 100. I will not miss my crit. I've heard some people have missed crits with like 98% crit rate.
That literally was in my run in MOC 12. I have a 99.7% crit rate on Jing Liu, and I somehow missed the crit on my ult.
I'd be pissed.
I was like, how in the world did I miss that? That is some insane unluckiness or luck, whatever way you want to look at it.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, let's say the turbulence. I know they won't do 5% crit. That would be crazy.
Yeah, they should do 1.
I might have to find who the intern it is and be like, "Are you serious, my guy?" But
I feel disrespected if I saw that at the top.
Right?
Like, here's the turbulence. You get 5 crit rate.
Right? I don't know. 5 crit rate can stack 100 times. Like, huh?
What?
Okay, but in all honesty, yeah, I think it depends on the turbulence. I think it'll like I already know people are struggling with it now, which I totally get. I think though it's heavily dependent on the turbulence at the end of the day, because if the turbulence is kind of whatever, I think it'll definitely be way harder. But yeah, that's really it for my take on it.
Guoba, how have you been feeling about MOC 12, and did you 36 star it?
I did.
Ooh, okay, gamer.
It's pretty cool. I like we were talking. Well, last time I was here, we were talking about harder difficulty and more endgame content, and they gave both.
Yes,
so.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very, very nice. I actually had to try. What I did was a secret technique.
I can't
used
auto anymore.
S1 Lune, which is a very secret technique for free-to-play users.
Free to play, by the way.
And then I used Argenti. But I didn't think it was physical weakness.
Question.
Go
ahead. First.
I just wanted to say the next one is pure fiction. So
yeah, can't wait to see that. Can't wait.
Can't wait for my 5% crit rate turbulence.
You guys hear me out. S5 Milky Way. For real.
What's that?
you have S5 Milky Way?
That's the Himiko cone.
Yeah, the Himiko
for pure fiction.
Himiko.
It's finally good.
It's finally going to be good. Yeah, that to be honest, it'd be something cool to look after, just because it's the one. It gives you the damage based on however many people are on the field, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it gives attack based on that, and you get damage percent when someone breaks on your team, which is pretty easy now. So it's gonna be perma 45% attack and 30% damage with the base stats. It's gonna be best in slot fair edition if you have 5 perma.
Does really quickly, I know this is very whale-like, really quick, and then I want to say something about something Guoba mentioned. Is it does and I want to say this because I don't know if anyone else knows it besides POKKE and Guoba, because I know EO doesn't not look into that deep, but does damage boost or the damage percent buffs, do they give diminishing returns?
It's not really diminishing returns, it's like opportunity cost. It's like you don't want to have too much weightage on damage because you could have otherwise went into attack or your crit.
You want to balance it out.
Because okay, so this is where the whale factor comes in, because I know there's a lot of signature light cones and there's a lot of characters where either the light cone itself is giving damage percent boost like Fushwin's, or even Ruan Mei, and Ruan Mei also has damage percent, and Bronya has damage percent.
Are you saying attack orb on people?
That's exactly what I was about to say. Is it going to get to a point where, for whales, just a really quick question, because I know a lot of people can't relate to it, but if you have a lot of these signature light cones that give damage boost, would there be a point where you'd have to convert your characters to attack orb because you're getting way too much from all these other sources?
There is already a point of that, yeah. I mean, with Ruan Mei and Bronya, you probably should do that.
Yes, Celia is really scaling with attack orb.
200% damage by themselves.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to know, because I know I think that got introduced with Xueyi, because it was if you have this much damage boost already, you kind of don't want Quantum Orb. So I was wondering, with all that we have right now, especially with the signatures and all of that stacking on top of each other, is it going to get to that point where every character needs an attack orb if you have these characters on the team?
Zila wants an attack orb?
If you run her with Bronya and Ruan Mei, you want attack orb, yeah. You do more.
She already gives herself a shit ton as well. QQ. I mean, QQ self buffs attack as well, I guess.
Oh wow.
But Blade's HP orb was big because pairing with Bronya gives him 120.
Okay, that's cool. I like that. Okay, that's just a really out of left field question I wanted to know, just because that's kind of weird. But one thing I don't know for whoever, because I know EO and Destiny do not have this guy built, which is Argenti.
I don't even have him in my account.
No, I do.
You have him built? You have him built?
Yes.
I don't even have him in my account.
I have Argenti built.
Oh, I thought you left him at level 0 or 1.
No, Argenti's level 80.
Oh,
and all his traces are 8.
Oh, then why do you use mine then?
Wait, only 8? Yikes.
Why do you use mine?
Oh my god.
Okay,
he's you know what? You
he's
oh my god,
are 10, 7, 12, 12, 12.
Bro, I have S4. Today is a peaceful day. One more to go.
Ain't no way.
You didn't get the like one on him either.
No. Free to play, by the way.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask for whoever wants to speak about, if you've used them recently, without the dedicated MOC for him, of course, we're not getting a full 5-stack unless you use them on the bug wave where he does spawn in like a bunch of them. Do you think Argenti is still as good as we thought he was with his own dedicated MOC? Because me personally, when I was using him in 12, and I was using him on Kafka's side with the general, because I already had my ice team ready for the other half. Do you
Yeah,
like?
is that Fizz Week?
Are they Fizz Week? I forgot. I think
Oh,
Kafka
fine.
is.
First side is all of them, I think. No, 3 of them are Fizz Week, I
Okay.
think, or 2. One of them, I don't remember.
The main thing was really his energy and how long it took for him to get his ultimate. With the less amount of enemies that you like, if you kill the ads, they're gone, so you only have 2 characters left. Did y'all feel like he was still comfortable to play or still good to use?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I slapped them up with mine.
How many Eidolons you got?
I actually only have E1, but the real power is the way you team build for him, because even versus like not that many enemies, if you have a fast Tingyun on 3 turn, you get your ult pretty quick. Also, they fixed his bug, which makes him a little better.
I actually noticed the damage being increased because of that bug.
Yeah, same.
I didn't notice,
Oh really?
but I'm glad.
I'm dead.
Well, it's more like I wasn't like when we tested him, like the bounce was obvious, but it was like if the bounce killed someone, it didn't work or something like that.
Yeah, if they were already dead enemies, the dead enemies would take up a bounce.
But, like I didn't see that when I tested, so I was like, "What?"
This man's like, my guide is a fraud.
But yeah,
I still do good damage. What do you mean?
But
yeah, I think he's really good.
Oh, that's crazy. Because for me, I felt less comfortable with him because I was using him with Ho Tingyun and Bronya. And
you were using with them 3 and you didn't slap them.
No, well, I don't know. It's because I'm running attack rope because I got that off of Pokke's video.
Yeah, I do attack. Oh, you don't watch my one?
Bro, chill out. No, listen. I watch everyone's guys, but at the time I didn't know if energy rope was better, and this man Pokke was talking to. Hey, I was watching Pokke stream. Chill it out.
No. This will go down in the books.
And I was like, Pokke was like, oh, attack rope is better if you're not rocking whatever. I was like, oh, really? Dang, I had an energy rope on them. So I tried it out. And of course, the MLT dedicated to him, I had like ult nonstop. But now with Kafka and the
truck outside of my house.
What the world?
Go get it. Run.
Facts, run. I haven't seen one in forever.
Run. Break Argenti fan.
Okay, listen. With Ruan Mei out, wait. With Ruan Mei out, I might have to bring that back.
Actually, you cheated on Goba and you don't like Argenti. Get him out of here.
Chill it out.
It's Goba's podcast now.
Chill it out. Do you still use Argenti, Pokke, or you're like threw him away like Blade?
I tried to use him just now during the bloody gold and gears with the erudition. Dude, I ain't reading all that. Like I have no idea what erudition does. So I just tried brute forcing. I just don't do enough damage. Then yeah. But apparently he's really good with the erudition buff.
Oh, okay.
If you actually read all that. Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to read for a few hours.
That's crazy. Is it actually?
I don't want to do that.
Wait. Is it actually a lot of reading? Because I haven't got the chance to try it. That was actually
a lot of reading.
Really? Why?
Not bad, but like
wait, a lot of reading for what?
For erudition path. It was like brain in the vat and charges and stuff. It's not that you can just spam all.
It's the blessings that are the problem, right?
It's like everything. It's like the resonance.
Yeah,
it's like really just
Golden
everything.
Gears is like a lot of random stuff.
Are
you making a guide on it, Pokke?
I gotta make
not
a
even cooked
guide
on
on
it.
the
No, I didn't think of it.
Yeah, I was like,
play first.
Swarm again. That took so long to do.
That's crazy. You're like, oh, you're gonna start explaining it, and then you're gonna show like a whole novel to them. It's like, first you gotta read these 300 pages, and then we're done with the tutorial now. Now let's get into the game.
It's like a whole timeline stuff. Like, bro, it's cool, but yeah.
I haven't even beat Swarm 5 yet, so I'm still behind.
Actually,
I'm so I need coaching, bro. I have skill diff.
Actually, trash.
I
coaching.
I
My
need, yeah, I
rates
need
are high.
coaching. Huh?
Coach
My
me,
rates
please.
are
That's
high.
crazy,
I love how you
bro.
say that up
That's
front.
insane.
Yeah, I'll
300
coach
an
you,
hour.
bro, but
Insane.
my rates are pretty high. I don't know if you can afford it.
Yo, the event must be boring.
Damn.
Listen, the event must be boring. This is very quotation marks. I'm playing around. The event must be so boring because someone here was knocked the f out. Playing,
Yeah.
playing that. That man was like, "Oh, I'm using Fushuen. Time to sleep."
Bro, it's just nihility. And nihility path is the most broken path, and I'll die on that hill. I will actually die on that hill.
Already so good.
Oh,
I agree, it's really good.
That's
I was
so-
just curious. So, how did you like pass out that fast? Like you were like, okay, head down. Zzz.
I don't know, man. That's what chronic sleep deprived does to you.
It really
I
be
told
like
y'all.
that.
I told y'all.
You need like a few days refresh, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my
Closed his
god.
eyes for a little
refresh
too
the trail
long, and
base
it was a
power,
wrap.
IRL.
One day. 3 more months.
Bro,
Yay.
it's that, listen, it's that overworld grinding that's getting him to him. How does he,
Yeah.
he has, I don't know if it was a tweet, I'm pretty sure. This man has max overworld stats. How do you get that,
Yeah,
bro?
what
I
is up with
don't
that,
even know.
How do you
Wait,
get
okay.
that?
The thing is, I don't even do it myself. I just get like
Oh,
you get
what?
like a little helper to do it for you.
That's crazy. Hey,
Ah,
yo,
so
yo,
yeah,
yo,
yeah,
yo,
Allow for
yo.
account sharing?
Account sharing, question mark? TOS? I'm just kidding, no. Oh.
Might have to report.
I've
Call it
already
out, call it out,
reported
call it
them.
out,
don't
call it
worry.
out.
Uh-oh.
About to get some money, yes sir. I'm just kidding. But
Okay, off the record, I think like at least like 4 people have my accounts.
Oh my
no.
God.
Hey,
I am one
hey,
of them.
hey.
POS is about to go ham.
Okay. We basically talked about the Sim Uni event. Unless more people want to say something. Destiny, I knew you were playing it. Do you have
Played a
anything to say
little bit
about
of
it or not? Because I know,
I like it. It's fun. That's it.
I know. Did you complete it? I don't.
No. I have not. I'm still like I'm doing this cat event, dude. This has been occupying me. This
That's
is like
crazy.
my favorite thing.
For
Bro,
it's
good.
Oh, did anyone like? Is it like Swarm? We have to like do it a billion times to like finish it or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Oh
Yeah.
shit. Dang.
It's from what I heard, it's not as long.
Okay, that's good.
But you can do like for the sweaty people or the E6 S5 people, they added like conundrum levels. So it's like you finish difficulty 5, you're chilling. But if you want to go further, and I don't think you get jades, it's just extra
wow.
from like level 7 or higher. But you add like it reminds me of roguelikes.
Mm-hmm.
Prestige stuff. You do high levels, you choose the level, and they add like different debuffs for each level.
Wow,
I
that's
don't
so
know the
good.
exact stuff.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know that was a thing. That is absolutely crazy. It's insane. Especially because ever since the first episode of the podcast, a lot of us were asking for more end game, harder end game, different styles of it. And one of the suggestions, of course, was like give us more MOC levels. Also give us something where we can do the challenge, but we don't necessarily need the rewards. Me personally, I think we should be getting them, but it's fine that we don't. I do also think that the MOC news shop is kind of butt. Like giving
I don't like it.
giving 2 relic fragments, like, huh?
Where's my tutorial like, Aaron?
I was like, I'll take what I could give, but I do think they need to vamp it up just a little bit. But
What would you
like
add?
At all, man.
what do you mean?
I would change the resource. Like, so how we get only 10, I think, like is our max, and it's 40 days. It's just we're already struggling
But
to
you can max it out.
Yeah, but
throughout
like
patch.
you can. So like it's only 10 though, right? So like I mean, like the books,
Oh.
the light cone resources, like those in particular. There's
Yeah.
only 10 of those that you can get. There's only 1 self-modeling resin that I think you can get, and
I mean,
then
1 is
2
pretty
of
big.
the like whatever other thing it is. 2 is pretty big if you already have the other stuff, but the fact that you could self-modeling resin and then still get fucked on substats is ass. So it feels like not enough for the time limit. If it was like
Right.
maybe if it was like that was the limit every 2 weeks, I'd be more content, way more content with that. But 40 days, that's longer than a patch, right? Like that's a whole character gone.
What overlaps is not gonna like be like actually
It's per patch pretty much. You max it out.
Well, no, because
No, you get 2.
We
We
still
still
for
get
3 weeks, right?
we still get
They're
2
here for 3 weeks.
MOCs in the
You
patch.
you get 1
Oh, is it
pure,
per
1
MOC?
one
You get
pure.
like 10 and 10.
No, it's
No, it's all 3 of the patch. Like the patch every 2 weeks, you get a new rotation. So it's those 3 that max out the shop.
Mhm.
So it's a whole shop per patch, I think.
I think it should be every 2 weeks.
I
Then
well inclined
That'd be
again.
kind of insane.
Well inclined again as a suggestion. Can we please? I don't know why this is the only resource we never get in any form or fashion in any Hoyoverse game. Why the heck can we not buy artifact leveling materials? Please give us the dust. Let us buy the dust at least.
I need it.
Let
I
us buy
need
it
it.
at least, please. I'm over here struggling. I can't level anything up. And
I have
with
1,000 mats.
I'm so tired of you.
he's getting kicked right now. For the last topic, really quickly, so that we can wrap this up. With Ruan Mei coming out, or with basically any of the characters that have been coming out, even including Dr.ratio, which of course will have its own podcast, and we'll also revisit the single target / dual DPS thing, because I think him coming into the game really does reinvigorate that topic again. That's where EO and POKKE will fight again, so stay tuned for that.
But
is
about
there,
to have a fourth response.
is there any character at the current moment with 1.6 in mind, with the new Sim universe, with MOC 12, with Ruan Mei coming out, that you think changes in tiers or changes in power of what they can do before this patch came? So like, is there a character that you think is stronger in MOC 12 now that we have a little bit longer fights versus, you know, before in MOC 10? Or is there someone that's just that good in the new Swarm that you think like they're above someone now?
Can you repeat the question? But like,
Yeah, dude, that's a very long question.
So with 1.6,
I wasn't the only one.
with 1.6, do you think any characters rose in tiers than they previously were in, because we got longer fights in MOC 12, harder Sim universe? So like, does the difficulty in the longer fights being increased? Because like, for example, let me just say mine. I think now in my eyes, Luocha is better than REHOO. I'm now in that realm just because with REHOO, I was struggling. I could not keep my team alive because the skill points I was using, even with a faster REHOO, I wasn't. I had to use more than I was getting back, and then I had to use even more for my other teammates, and there just was none to spare around. But with Luocha, I was actually able to keep it smooth. I didn't have to worry about skill points because Luocha doesn't need any. I was getting a fat ton of healing, and these guys are hitting harder. So with Luocha, it was a lot more smoother, and now I'm a Luocha believer again versus someone like REHOO.
Good.
Wait, what?
No, I was just a lot of Luocha slander recently.
No, yeah, there definitely has been. And with the MOC 12, I think I've seen a lot more people talking about him. Him being a little bit better than some of the sustains. And I think even some people brought up Japard too, being a character that they're using because of the freeze, because of ice with Ruan Mei. I've seen a lot of characters get brought up again because of the harder content. That's what I was asking. Like, do you think there's
that go? I actually need to look at. Hold on. I'm gonna go to the tier list.
the tier list?
Not because I need to see the list itself. I need to see the characters.
Unless there's
characters that would have gone up. Himiko, that's definitely in my. I think she went up. I think her value is gonna get higher. I was already a Japard believer, which they put him in S tier. He bumped up, right? Or was he always there? He's there now.
Let's see the change log.
Yeah,
it tells you if it changes. If there's an up arrow, then it changed.
Well, I don't feel like going
up or down.
That. Maybe
it would,
maybe
I
it
agree with that.
I don't know. Yeah, if he's been there, then he's been there. But I think Himiko, Welt,
Stonks, yes sir, yes sir.
Yeah, like Kafka was already up there for me. You know how we feel about that.
Oh, 1000%. Yeah, Ruan Mei and Kafka.
Universally, Kafka tremendously shoots up in terms of value, usage, strength. Gwenithan, maybe. I think Gwenithan's fine where she is, to be fair. But like I can see.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I see
with
a
the
lot of
debuff
usage
100
going up. And then if you add Ruan Mei, like the break effect, Gwenithan break is fucking insane. Luca was already getting used if you had Kafka, so there's a little bit of that. I think Clara is going to go back up. Jing Yuan, we talked about that, and Underdog.
Why?
For who?
Why Clara go up?
Oh, because Ruan Mei I think Ruan Mei's boost to Clara in general.
You like Ruan Mei with Clara?
I do a little bit. Like as far as like the buffers that we have, yeah. Because for me, when I'm looking at it in that regard, she's boosting all her damage. She doesn't have to advance Clara forward in order to get that damage. And you could line it up in a way so that Clara still is the one that gets punched. So if Clara's getting punched and you just pew, 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 and they break
the
faster.
problem I have is the delay.
You said what?
That is true.
They break faster and they get a delay. So it's kind of like...
It's a yes and no.
I want to say Clara's so strong that she blows them up. That's what I really want to say.
Maybe.
But
it does have a little bit of anti-synergy because of that. Just a bit.
Yeah, I could see it that way for sure. I don't know. Maybe if I saw like a really dangerous Clara, and it's not fair because I was gonna say that doesn't help at all because I look at your Clara as an example for a lot of the things that I form in my head. and you have an E6 now. So
Dang.
the things that your Clara may or may not be able to do compared to someone else, I wouldn't know that. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, Clara never loses her mark. And then someone's gonna be like, Clara loses her mark whenever you get counter and they hit it. And I'm like, I didn't know that, bro. Like, I didn't know that was an Eidolon thing. Yeah, you know? So I didn't know.
Yeah, the E1 is great.
But yeah, if I'll limit it to like maybe like 3 or 5 that I'm looking at. If we remove Clara, because that's harder though. Why you ask me this question, bro? Because like I already think Kafka belongs in like a high ass tier as it is. I'm not gonna say Kafka. Kafka he should have been there. Himiko, based on the current tier list from probably when Himiko, I think goes up. I think Jing Yuan goes up, and then it's a tie between Sushong and Yangxing. That's what I would say.
Oh, yeah,
like the Yangxing is a complete random, but I think he gets a little bit more benefit now because now he doesn't, with the dual DPS idea, he doesn't have to be the sole damage dealer on the team, but he can still help get the job done. So being able to, like, if you happen to have Yangxing on your team, now you can do something. Excuse me. You can do something where you can combine Ruan Mei, Yangxing, and like Xueyi, or Ruan Mei, Yangxing, and Himiko. Ruan Mei, Yangxing, and Blade. Like, just the idea of having someone help Yangxing do more damage and like take away the dependency of Yangxing, because we all know like he loses soul steer or the soul sync, whatever it's called. He loses that, and it's like, damn, I don't have any of my buffs anymore. This shit sucks. I need another DPS character. Now, if my other DPS character is not dependent on losing anything, it makes up for it. And then meanwhile, if I didn't have Japard for the Yangxing team, then I could easily put like, okay, here's my destruction unit that's really far away from Yangxing to help further decrease the possibility that Yangxing gets hit. But I do think that those particular characters, those 3 characters in particular, are going to have a little bit of a rise, and Welt too. But I don't think Welt's going higher than A tier. I don't think Welt, like with Ruan Mei, is going to jump him into S tier because they have him in the wrong tier. He's in the debuffer tier, and I don't think he belongs there right now.
What?
Well, I don't. Even though he's an ability character,
yeah, but
I make a breaker tier.
Oh,
like there should be units that are specifically.
I think Pridewind
like,
has that.
I don't think they have a break.
Luca has an icon on him that says he's a breaker, and if he's not breaking, then put him a tier down.
I wouldn't know what that icon means.
It's like the shield or something like that.
I see the shield, but when I hover over it, where does it say that?
It says it somewhere. It says it somewhere. I don't remember where exactly.
Oh, it's on the about the tier list, but special marks explained.
Okay. Gotcha. Well then, yeah, that. So that needs to be its own thing. Welt should have the breaker on him, because even without breaker in prison, because I spent like 2 days doing the math behind it, or learning the math behind it. Welt ult without breaking still shoots them down an entire cycle. Welt breaking with his ult basically shoots them down 2 cycles. And I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Like the possibility or the power behind doing that to anybody across the board is ridiculous. So yeah, I think he's gonna go up, but not for a debuffer role. I think he's gonna go up for damage and breaking.
Yeah.
I chose Welt for my 300.
Oh wow, really?
Honestly, though, that is based. You know who I chose? Freaking Clara. No, I chose Clara.
Oh, that was Himiko.
She comes almost every 50-50 loss. That's how I have her, like, to this degree. And then the Zila incident.
Yeah.
We're gonna just call it the incident.
The incident.
I
kept pulling. It was actually
no, literally, it's a you know. It's literally it's a if you know you know.
Go, but what do you think about any character rising up in power versus 1.6 coming out?
Break Arlen on top.
What the?
What? Okay, let me see the guide though. I'll believe
facts.
you.
Where's the guide? Where's the guide?
Updated Arlen guide, please.
Make him break.
I think Asta is pretty bussin' with Ruan Mei.
Yeah, for sure. This man spamming the word.
I keep saying bussin'.
Like Asta was already pretty nice, but if you're going dual DPS with Ruan Mei, and you're confident enough to do no sustain, then Asta's like kind of like Welt, but the reverse. Where she'll speed your team up instead of slowing the enemies down. So it's pretty bussin'. to run after Ruan Mei. I think I tried it. I tried it on my I Pull Everything account that I have, and it was very cool. I think I did MOC 11 or 12 with Welt no sustain. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, really good.
What about you, Destiny?
Just who do I think should like be tiered higher or
yeah, since 1.6.
Okay, let me look at it super fast. I have it pulled up. I already said my Jingyu and Topaz piece. Okay, like I'm sticking to that.
Well, I mean that could go into your who you want though.
Yeah, for sure.
Jing is like, you know, from what we were saying previously, Jing was like A or B tier. So if you feel like he's made such a drastic change because of Ruan Mei, I would use Jing Yuan as your example.
Oh, okay, a drastic change.
Just someone that like
doesn't have to be drastic. It's just anybody.
Okay, listen. My boy Sample.
You know what? I actually can like say that's a valid answer for her, just because of something.
Because of what happened.
Yeah, because of what happened.
We can't reveal the secret because it ain't out.
Yeah,
but
you
yeah,
have to
my
wait
boy
till it releases.
Sample. I'm saying Sample. Sample better go up to that A tier. And Pridwin, he is B tier. He better be A.
Pridwin, please.
Wait, what?
I said Pridwin, please.
Nerd.
I say Pridwin because I saw one time on Reddit they spelled it as Pridwin.
Crazy. Someone in my comment section spelled it Pridwen. I'm like, what the Pridwen?
Oh my god, Pridwin is great. But yeah, Sampo. I think because in Pridwin right now he is a B tier across the board. I think he's worthy of A minimum at this point. A.
What about the 5-star Wind Nihility that
my god
replace him?
Oh yeah, poor sample.
Okay, but what if? What if
you rock both? Oh, no.
Both. What? Just do Ruan Mei, Swan, Sample, Kafka, delete. No sustain needed, bro. Just delete.
Well, delete. You could, right?
Yeah, it's possible now. It is possible now.
They get delayed so much.
You know what?
I wouldn't do that with Sampo, but yeah, no, you're not doing that with Sampo.
My boy.
I don't think it's physically possible to do it because Wind doesn't delay them the way that Quantum and Imaginary does. So you
gotta get that 300 break effect Ruan Mei real quick.
Oh my gosh.
And burn your dot damage.
Okay.
Alright, POKKE, what do you think? Which character should be a little bit higher due to 1.6, Ruan Mei, all that type of stuff? And then fell asleep again. No shot.
Wait, what?
What character do you think rose in power because of 1.6?
Hold up, let me see the tier list.
That's crazy. Everyone needs to go look at the tier list.
I can't see, man.
Pride-Wind Stonks. Pride-Wind Stonks.
They just got like 5 visits.
Facts.
I think Kafka definitely. Okay, just based on MOC 12, right? Kafka. Okay, actually Kafka is not too great, but I think she would be great because we are eventually gonna get more and more 5-star DPS, 5-star DOT, and it's just a matter of time. So she might as well just put her there now. I think Jing Yuan is also pretty good because like the lightning rod actually gets all of the buffs and that kind of thing. But unfortunately, I've tried running Jing Yuan on MOC 12 side 1. It's like the best I got was like 5 cycles, which was like not that great. Yeah.
Isn't it like non-lightning weak though?
Yeah, there's no lightning weak.
Yeah, it's like 40% lightning rest. It's like even with the rest penetration, it's not enough.
I think that's pretty good thing though.
No, bro. Cap is still shreds. I love
it. Post on the subreddit.
Yo, what is going on your screen? You were flashing.
Raving.
Simulated universe.
Oh my god, we gotta put like a warning.
Seizure warning.
Holy.
It's too much Kafka going on right now.
Yo, Destiny, you're on Jing Yuan main sub.
What?
Yo, for real? Yo, is that a good or bad thing?
Well,
am I actually?
If you're not Mr. POKKE, it's pretty good, I think.
Oh dang.
Bro, I'm their MVP.
Wait, am I actually? I'm scared.
That's
I probably
crazy.
single-handedly boosted their Reddit by like 50
videos up there. I wouldn't be surprised.
Are slowly starting to catch up. Ruan Mei, Jing Yuan, and Topaz crazy strong.
That is my video, bro.
Yeah, that is your video.
That's crazy.
Are they saying good things or are they shitting on me?
This is a
They're
topic
saying
for
good things, but they're definitely talking about like how your Jing Yuan is like built like ass.
That's crazy.
That's the thing, though.
Oh, it's
yeah,
5 comments.
Someone mentioned it. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's Tyon Medical.
Oh no!
who is that?
All right, let's.
POKKE's enemy.
All right, all
It's
right.
the myth, the man, the legend.
All right, Poke, is there anyone else
POKKE's
before you wrap
number
this up? Is there anything else before you wrap this up, Poke?
Yeah, I think Jingyuan is gonna be good. Well is pretty decent. Kafka is pretty decent. I don't really think Clara is gonna go up just because of like you guys have mentioned the anti synergy with Ruan Mei. And
Yeah.
going forward, I think the units or rather the DPS that are gonna go up, they are all just gonna synergize with Ruan Mei until Sparkle comes out, which is in like one more patch. So I think generally speaking, the DPS rankings is pretty erratic because it's just one more patch and then we just get another like super crazy because usually most of our team comps is relying on our harmony supports. So we'll be looking forward to what Sparkle brings to the table. But for now, I think those that are doing good, they are just getting even better, right? Jing Liu, Sile, Imbibe Rune, they all super good. And those that are like not doing so well, I don't think Ruan Mei really like changes that too much. Yeah, that's essentially it.
All right. Is there anything else anyone wants to say before we finish this up? Any thoughts? Any questions? No.
No.
I think that might be it, right? Like we kind of covered everything for
1.6 first half.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a really good patch.
Heck
it's a really good patch. And I think this patch was needed to right before 2.0. Like they're smart.
1,000.
Yeah, right before 2.0, you give something for everyone to talk about for the next month or so. And then we still have more with dr.ratio. So we have this to really carry us 3 weeks. Like Golden Gears, that's going to be something that gets talked about a lot starting next week, probably, or even this weekend. The new MOC is this week. And then you have the event, because I think Pure Fiction unlocks right before Ratio gets here. So then Pure Fiction is good. Like we have every week, there's something new happening for everyone to be talking about. And then 2.0 drops. And it's, depending on what they do there, it's a completely different ball game. So I think Star Rail did a damn good job with dropping this patch when they did now.
Yes, sir. So that's pretty much going to be it for this podcast. I'm glad we got this one out on time, not like how we've been usually doing it. But now that we're done with the first half, our next podcast, of course, is going to happen hopefully when dr.ratio comes out, and then we'll talk about, for the most part, it should be like all of the patches and how we felt about it, how we're going into Pandaconi, all that type of stuff, and dr.ratio discussion as well. So other than that's going to be it for the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. Make sure to leave a like, sub, and all that type of stuff, and visit all these guys' channels, which are going to be in the description. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.
Hey, what is up, guys?
What's up, guys?
Why do we always do that?